time now for our big board. Our team of insiders standing by with more on this morning's top stories. And first up, millions are hooked on Pokemon Go, and apparently we are. It's our third day talking about it.
Yep.
The number of players closing in on Twitter users in the U.S. The National Security Council issuing an advisory. This is big news as concerns are raised about the impact this new obsession may be having on us all. Dr. Michael Frazier, clinical psychologist, joins us now. And we have been talking about this for many days because we see how many people are doing it. We see it all around on the country here. What kind of impact? Because we hear from people who say they are truly obsessed with this, that they have been doing it nonstop, doctor.
Well, I think a couple of things are important to keep in mind with games like this. First of all, this is a kind of game that involves collecting things. Obviously, it involves collecting the Pokemon. And in games like this, what's important to understand is that we're finding that the brain actually transmits dopamine to the pleasure centers of the brain, which makes this a very pleasurable experience. So when somebody finds the treasure, there obviously is a very pleasurable sensation when they do that. And this keeps them coming back. The game developers absolutely know this, and that's why they've developed games like this. Their job is to get as many people playing the game as possible. And not just that, but to keep them coming back and to keep them playing the game and continuing to collect. One of the things that we definitely feel is that these games should be monitored carefully, and when a person finds that they're playing the game excessively, understanding when they need to say no and when they need to turn the game off.
But doctor, how young is too young for children to play this game? And as an adult, at what point when you're playing do you say, I need to reel myself in a little bit, I'm going overboard?
That's a great question. This is one of the first games that I've encountered where this actually is requiring people to get up off the couch and out into the real world and out into the environment. So if you're a parent, you certainly want to make sure you're exercising common sense and helping your kids exercise common sense. You want to monitor where they're playing. But if you're a parent, hey, get out there and try the game and play the game. However, one thing I would urge and advise parents to really look carefully at is when your child cannot turn the game off, and when they're getting into arguments or fights and they're having a hard time saying stop or saying no. And also, if you're an adult, one of the things to keep in mind, as with any addiction, if it's starting to interfere with your job, it's starting to interfere with your relationships, and you're really starting to have to take a look at the role that this game is having in your life.
All things to look out for. You're right about that.
Absolutely. And thank you, doctor. And next up, Amazon's massive Black Friday like sale known as Prime Day, setting records, but not without complaints. Consumers taking to Twitter with their technical difficulties, and Tori Johnson is joining us this morning to talk about this. And good morning, Tori.
Hey there.
And Christmas in July, it is over. Amazon saying they had record numbers. So what is your take on it? How did it go?
I think it went well, aside from some early morning complaints from consumers who said that they had difficulty with checkouts that seemed to be resolved pretty quickly without much fanfare. And then it was smooth sailing, or I should say smooth shopping. Let me give you an idea. In just the first 8 hours in the United States alone, here's what people bought. 22,000 televisions, including that super fancy Samsung that you and I, Michael, loved yesterday in Times Square. Sold out very quickly. 196,000 pairs of shoes, 270,000 toys, and it is not just the kids who scored big. All of us cleaned up big time with what Amazon says is enough Tide dishwashing detergent to wash your dishes for 17,000 years. And kind of a fun bestseller, 23,000 Roombas, which outsold last year's Prime Day. So we're gonna have some clean homes.
Wow.
Yeah, we are. I think it's a spot that you and Michael did yesterday. That really drove sales up. You pushed it. And also, how about Walmart? I mean, they had made a splashy announcement saying 30 days free shipping. How did that work out?
Walmart says it's working out very well. I talked to Walmart last night, and they said, listen, we are focused on low prices every single day throughout the year, not one day and not for just special customers who are members. But they did want in on the action. So all this week, they have offered through Friday free shipping, no minimum order, no membership required. But on Amazon's part, this is not just a one and done kind of day. For Amazon, this is not about cleaning out the warehouse and getting us to just buy unwanted goods. This is about hooking customers in Prime, because a Prime member spends more money on Amazon every year than a non-Prime member. And the good news for Amazon is that once we try Prime, we tend to stick with it. And so that free shipping kind of gets us all.
I have enough toilet paper to last until, the next century.
I know where to get some when I run out. Come to your house.
All right, Tori, thanks, Michael. Next up, good news in the battle against tooth decay. Dentists foregoing the drill in favor of a pain-free solution for cavities, but doesn't really work. Dr. Brian Cantor, a cosmetic dentist, joins us now. You have our attention. Does this really work? Tell us more about it.
Well, it's an antimicrobial liquid that you actually paint on the tooth. It will seep into the tooth and it will actually arrest the cavities. It will kill the bacteria and harden the surrounding tooth structure. So it's great in the fact that it's inexpensive, it's quick, it's easy, there's no drill, so it is good for certain populations. The pediatric population, there are a lot of young toddlers who get a lot of cavities, and you have to treat them in a hospital setting and sedate them because they're not compliant to be treated in a dental office. So this product can actually arrest the cavities, allow the child to get a little more mature, and you can treat them in a dental office as they get older. It's great for the geriatric population, nursing homes, people can't make it to the dentist.
Right.
So instead of having the decay spread, it will actually arrest the decay there. It's especially great for people who can't really afford normal dentistry. It's great for third world countries, lower income areas. It doesn't take place of having normal fillings, but it's the next best thing. Instead of having decay spread all over your mouth, this will arrest and stop the decay.
You keep talking about how inexpensive it is. What's the price tag on this?
Well, it is very inexpensive because it's a liquid. You paint it on. But there are limitations to this. This is not the end all. This is not going to change dentistry. It's not going to replace the fillings because the limitations are the fact that you now have a hole or a void within the tooth where the cavity was. So you still have to have it filled. And the worst part about this product is that it will stain any part of the tooth that has decay black. And as a cosmetic dentist, I like to make teeth lighter, not darker.
There's the catch. We were wondering what the catch is.
There is a catch, yes.
Well, thank you, Dr. Cantor, Tori, and Dr. Frazier. Thank you as well for helping us with our big board.
Okay, on the big board, show of hands, Pokemon. Who's playing? Who's playing?
You can admit it. Go ahead. The guys look like they want to say they are, but they can't let their kids know.
Okay, I thought I'd give it a shot.